I have amnesia for daily life. Like, I have repressed memories of happy memories. I know I went to Disneyland with my family because I have pictures. I have photo evidence of memories that I repressed. So at that point, I have to kind of accept that my memories are real. I am 35.
How old were you when you remembered your abuse?
I was, sorry, I was, the body was 29.
Okay. So that's just six
Um,
years ago.
we started having memories, we started having PTSD symptoms that likely were memories intruding a lot earlier than that,
Uh-huh.
but we didn't know necessarily what they were. So like when I was in my early 20s, there was a time where I was a fitness instructor and I ran out of class and hid under a table, for example, and I didn't know why. Um, so I have a number of weird things that I just started kind of picking up. And then when I was 29, I went back to school to start learning about psychology. And that's when things started shifting. And then I learned about DID through a friend. She had told me about a YouTube channel, Dissociated. And I spent about a day and a half watching YouTube about nonstop. And then I had a panic attack and decided I was crazy and completely put it all away and continued on with life. And that was the beginning of the unraveling.
And you consider yourself DID, dissociative identity disorder.
That's correct. I have been formally diagnosed with that. I am a ritual abuse incest survivor.
How do you know your memories are true?
Uh, we have examined it every which way we possibly could have. We have a science degree, and we kind of went at it from every possible angle of questioning and trying to convince ourselves that it wasn't true until it just became impossible. It became something I had to accept as true because there's no other explanation. I've gone through all of the I my mom was one of the ones who told me, oh, my kids have false memories. And I had, when I was studying psychology, we had to study Elizabeth Loftus, and I had a professor tell me that DID wasn't real and have me watch one of her videos with zero warning. And I actually reported him to the college. I didn't get anywhere with that, but I did try because I felt I at least deserved a content warning. Um, it was the first time I had done, you know, I had A pluses all through school. I did my undergrad in biology. I have a master's in business. And this, I was going back and taking, third year psychology classes to pursue a master's in counseling. And for the first time in my academic career, I failed to hand in an assignment because I forgot it existed, because my brain just refused to deal with that class anymore.
What university was it?
Uh, that class was actually at a college in Canada, but I did most of my schooling at a bigger university. uh, University of British Columbia. Basically, I've been in abusive relationships for most of my adult life, so I didn't end up finishing um, the counseling, and I didn't end up deciding that that's where I wanted to go. Um, but my my ability to function since finding my memories has slowly uh, devolved. I now need a wheelchair. I can't walk anymore. I live in a group home, um, and most of my time is spent processing flashbacks.
Are you glad you have your memories?
Surprisingly, yes, because even the most horrible ones, when they finally settle in my body, it's like, you know, at least it's me. Like, I recognize me. I feel like me again, which is a really weird thing to be grateful for. But I feel less broken.